Agents have to do video marketing if they're selling now, if they're going to stay in the game, because like everybody's attention is right here these days, you know. I feel like sometimes people are like, she's just an Instagram agent. That's it. It doesn't do anything. I'm like, we got a whole system behind us, okay? Like it worked.
Paige, last year you did over 67 million. You get a lot of your listings without having to make cold calling, spending money on ads on Zillow.
I don't think you necessarily need to hire out for all of your social media content. You can do it on your phone. I built most of my platform doing it from my phone. I'm still not amazing on video.
I was curious, what does that process look like, the creative process? Because it's not just, okay, let's go film.
It's not just like I post it on social media, run the video as an ad and get it in front of super specific buyers who have ever searched for a similar home in that area. And then we have ManyChat set up, so when people see the video, they can comment a word and then all their information is funneled to our CRM. The whole system.
Paige, last year you did over 67 million. You get a lot of your listings without having to make cold calling, spending money on ads and on Zillow.
Yeah.
I want to talk about how first you say that you think you're a fraud sometimes, or at least earlier on.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you said that in the past.
That's hilarious. I think I probably felt that way like when I started blowing up on social media. So
Yeah.
to your point, cold calling, I hated cold calling. I started at Keller and they tell you you have to make this many calls a day and hit up your SOI constantly and this many touch points. And so I actually started on a team where he would just hand me deals. I would do all the work for the buyers and then we'd split everything 50-50. And so it was a great way to learn and hit the ground running and learn how to do things with somebody kind of holding my hand and handing me deals. And then when I started having kids, actually what happened is somebody from my SOI ended up buying a $5 million house and I had to split that with my team lead, which was like brutal. And after that, I was like, okay, I feel like I have enough experience that I could do half of the business that I'm doing now and still make the same amount of money. Or if I can scale it, obviously I can make way more money. And so it just made sense to leave the team. But then I was so scared when I left the team. I'm like, oh my gosh, what if nobody ever buys a house from me again and I'm just screwed? And so I did the things that Keller Williams told you to do, which is make your calls every day. And I hated it. I hated feeling like I was hitting up my people for business. So I tried to do it in a roundabout way or like give value to them somehow, but I just hated it. And so I was like, okay, what is nobody else doing that I can go all in on? What's the best way to like get my message out there, what I want to say to the most amount of people at the same time without like being on the phones and you know, hitting people up constantly. And so I started doing these videos on social media. And this was before like every agent and their mom was on social media. So I feel like I got kind of lucky in that regard because I started doing these trends and applying them to real estate before anybody else really was. And my first one, I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, am I going to be like made fun of by everybody in the industry? This is so embarrassing. It was like a voiceover audio from Friends, the TV show from Ross.
Yep.
And I can't remember what I was saying, but I was basically like lip syncing his voice. And then I think what I wrote on there, the message was basically like, when I see somebody else use another agent that like does half of what I do and charges the full 6% or something like that. And it started like going viral. Like it had like 1,000 views, 2,000 views, 5,000. I think that first one got up to like 20,000. And I had some hater comments, like people like, real estate agents suck. You guys are like the scum of the earth. You guys are going to be out of business in a couple of years. Like all the same things that people say now. But then I started getting more and more people following me. And I was like, holy crap, 20,000 people just saw me say this one thing. How long would it take me to call 20,000 people? That would be my absolute nightmare. I don't want to do that.
Take a while.
Yes. So then I started going all in on those videos. And once my social media started blowing up, I think I had like 20,000, even when I had like 5,000 followers and I started getting requests for like podcasts or like to do trainings or to come on like this team meeting and help. That's what I was probably talking about when I said that. Because I remember feeling kind of like a fraud. Like people were looking at me like I was this expert and had it all figured out. And I'm like, dude, I'm just out here hustling. Like at that time, I was like the next deal after the next deal. Like any deal I could get, I was like so excited about. And so I do remember feeling kind of like, oh my gosh, these people are like looking at me like I'm this like top producing like $1 billion agent or something. And at the time I wasn't. I was just like out there hustling. And so, yeah, I think I probably, when I got asked to speak for the first time or got asked to be on a podcast, maybe it was one of the podcasts I said that on where I'm like, dude, I feel like a fraud. I can tell you what I'm doing. Like, what's working for me on social media. But I'm not like this big baller. I didn't have a team at the time or anything like that. So yeah, but I mean, I still have imposter syndrome sometimes. I think everybody, a lot of people do that, are being, that have had some type of success at something. Just because I feel like there's always somebody doing more. There's always somebody like at the next level. There's so many levels to like this game. And, so yeah, sometimes I still feel like I'm just out here winging it. But the more I actually get to know people in the industry and outside of the industry that are really successful, the more I kind of realize like everyone's out here kind of winging it. Like people follow a
just kind of
system,
figuring
but
it out.
yes, everyone's figuring it out as they go along. So
It's kind of interesting how like some of the best business owners, they're always a little bit ahead of everyone, so they're always innovating. So it feels imposter syndrome because they're always doing something new or different.
yeah, they're like, I'm just winging it, like trying to figure it out, like trying to get ahead of the game somehow. And if you're the first one to do something, then yeah, I can see how one would feel that way.
And now it's like you look later, it's like 100,000 followers, 67 million last year, and you kind of like built the proof of like, hey, it works. I always thought like Tim Smith was like really smart on how he did marketing, and I think you took a piece of that.
Yeah.
Because it's spending the money where that gets you like more return, like more listings, more sellers.
Yeah. Tim Smith is like the OG of real estate video marketing. I remember I saw his Teach Me How to Duffy video and I was like, that is so badass. Like nobody's doing that in Utah. Like you can do real estate this way and have fun with it and sell houses by like making a music video. And anyways, I thought it was hilarious and so good. And so then I started doing the listing videos in Utah. And yeah, it was fun. It kind of just like opened up a whole new world in real estate for me. So
I think the proof is like, I think you spend a minimum like 5,000 per listing, roughly. Yeah. It's like the average agent maybe spends $300 on a listing video.
Yeah.
There's a big difference.
But they also spend money marketing themselves. So like they're farming their neighborhood or like sending out postcards and doing client events. And now while I do client events now too, I'm like, that's my money that I'm spending marketing myself. It's not just marketing the listing. But people see that video, it's super high quality. Then other sellers obviously are going to be like, oh, I want that marketing for my house. Like, and then they see my platform. They're like, oh, she has this many, because there's all legit followers. About half of it is people in Utah and the other half is the best agents all over the country, which is a big value add to the seller because they're getting it in front of all these agents and in front of people in Utah, which is obviously where the buyer comes from. And so it's a big value add to the seller, marketing money to spend on the home. And then I also think of it as marketing money for myself. Like I don't do any marketing like billboards or like mailers or, I mean, we'll do just listed. So all of the marketing money I spend is on my listing, but that in turn is marketing myself too. You know?
Do you know who Naval Ravikant is? Or
I don't think so.
He's big in like the tech world, SF, and he kind of was one of the first ones to talk about like leverage in terms of like business.
Yeah.
And like what you're doing is highly leverageable because you do one really good quality video. It proves to the current seller you're marketing their home. You prove to future sellers how you'll market homes. You'll potentially maybe get a buyer.
Yeah.
You get buyers for other homes. And
100%.
It's like PR. And there's does like 6 different things at one time.
Totally. And I want to clear up, a lot of agents are like, oh, the listing video is just for the agent to look cool. We've actually sold homes from the listing video. Like I had one where the granddaughter saw it on TikTok, sent it to her grandpa, and the grandpa ended up buying a house. So I'm like, the more eyeballs and views that you can get, the better. I have it happen all the time. Agents are kind of lazy sometimes. Honestly, myself included. If I'm working with a buyer that's like, oh, they're like on the fence, like if the right home came up, they would buy it. If I see a cool home, like a listing video, then I'll think of a buyer, somebody that like I know would buy if the right home came up, and then I'll send it to them, you know? If I'm not on the MLS like every single day looking. I mostly refer my buyers out to my team now, but it totally does help with getting the home actually sold and for the agents to see it as well. So it's not just for the agent and marketing yourself. The sellers love it, and it does actually work to get the home sold sometimes, or at least like get more buyers through and showings. So
yeah. What does that process look like, the creative process? Because it's not just like, okay, let's go film this video. You have to think through like, what's the strategy around the house?
A lot of people don't do listing videos or even post on social media because they're like, oh, well, I'm just so bad on video, or I'm not good on camera. You're so good at it. I was not good at it. When I first started doing listing videos, I came up with the entire concept, like wrote the script. I literally wrote like, I want the camera shot to move here, and then I want this song to start, like this part of the song on this video. Now I don't have time to do all that. So I have a really good media company that I work with. Shout out to Salt Cinema. They're the best. They can do videos all over the country. They're like the highest quality, top notch. If you want like a really good high quality video on your home, and they'll like write the script and come shoot it and edit it in-house, come up with the whole concept. So they'll help me come up with it a lot of the time now. But at the beginning, I did every single thing myself. And I would literally video myself on my iPhone, like saying the lines and then watch it back. I'm like, oh, that sounds so stupid. Like I need to change it or say it this way. So it was really just practice. But yeah, now I'd say about half the time I come up with the concept by myself. And I do that by getting really clear on who is the avatar buyer for this particular home in this area, where are they going to come from, what do they like to do, and then try to tailor the video to that exact buyer. And if it's a pretty basic home, like we did one, it was just a townhouse, but it was in Heber, Utah, which is by Park City. So the area was really cool. So we went really heavy on all of the amenities and the lakes and how close it is to ski resort. So if the home's boring, we'll go more in on the location and why it's a great buy, that kind of thing. But I try to get really clear on who is the buyer, where are they going to come from, and then how can I have a hook at the beginning and what is going to go the most viral. And so I'll get inspired by music sometimes. And then when I'm scrolling through social media, I'm always scrolling super intentionally. So I try not to ever just scroll mindlessly, even though it's one of my favorite things to do. Like I love sending memes and getting memes, like funny memes to my friends. But I'm also like, okay.
Do you have like a private playlist for inspiration or?
Well, yes. So every time I'm scrolling, if I see something that I think is funny, like if I send a funny meme to my friend, which is embarrassing how much I do it, I'm like, okay, I thought this was funny. How do I apply this to either a listing video or just, you can apply almost anything with real estate between like the clients, other agents, marketing a listing, like your local area. Like you can apply almost anything to your niche if you're in real estate. And so I'll save it into different albums. Like if I send something, I almost always try to save it into listing video idea or reels to make. Or like I have one right now because I have some agents that I'm going to see here in San Diego that I don't see very often that I have saved like conference reels. So like reels to make with other agents at conferences, funny reels. Like I have so many different albums saved and then I'll go and pull from that because I feel like when you have to come up with a video right then on the spot, it's so hard to like come up with something right then.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Yeah. So then I'll go back and look at those for ideas. And then sometimes, like I said, Salt Cinema will help me come up with the concept if I'm like, I got nothing. And then, yeah, we show up to listing video. I'm still not amazing on video. Like I'll mess up my lines and have to do it again until I like how it looks. But I know that they're going to do a great job at making the home look amazing. And then once we get the video back, it's not just like I post it on social media. It's a one and done. We use a company called Driven Leads. We just started using them. I was doing it myself before, but they can run the video as an ad and get it in front of super specific buyers who have like ever searched for a similar home in that area. And then we have ManyChat set up. So when people see the video, they can comment a word and then they automatically get sent the full property website. A little Google sign-on pops up, they hit continue, and then all their information is funneled to our CRM where we have them categorized by like price range, time frame, area they're looking in. So now we have this huge database of buyers that's all categorized. That's also a huge value add to the sellers because now we've grown that. And that's honestly one of the big goals of our listing videos too, is to grow that because it adds value to our clients. We have people that we can remarket to in those areas. And then we also run the video as an ad to get it in front of new people who have like searched for certain terms or who have ever clicked on a similar home in that area, that kind of thing. So it's a whole system. I feel like sometimes people are like, she's just an Instagram agent. Like she posts her video to look cool and then like that's it. It doesn't do anything. I'm like, we got a whole system behind us. Okay.
System and
like it works.
And people.
Yes.
And maybe if I can like remember the pieces, we'll break down each. But I want to start with like the script because I feel like people, they overthink like what to say, like what should I say on camera? I don't want to look bad on camera. So are you still scripted or have you moved a little away from it?
I'm scripted for almost every single listing video. So sometimes I'll just have like a basic concept of what I want to say. But yeah, like I shot one just a couple days ago and I wrote that script like on the way because I had like an idea what I wanted to do. And that one's like slightly controversial, but I'm like, oh, it'll be good. I think it'll perform well if I say this.
Do
But
your
yeah.
sellers ever give pushback on controversial or not anymore?
If it's so sometimes like this one was for a builder and I'm like, he just wants me to sell the house. He doesn't care. He trusts me to like get the most views on it. But if it's a new family, like a lot of times if they find me from social media, which actually doesn't happen as much as most people would think, but if they find me from social media, they know I'm going to do a really good listing video. But if it's something super controversial, I'll ask them ahead of time and be like, hey, I think this would be really awesome and go so viral. It's a little, but like, I think it would be really well. Like, are you okay with this? Are you okay with if we go this direction? And I've never had somebody, well, maybe I have had somebody be like, oh, I think we should just do something, like tell me no on one or kind of redirect a little bit. But for the most part, like they trust me and they're good with it, you know?
Nice. That's good.
Yeah.
Curious, you said like people don't find you as much as you think on social media.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I just mean, I think a lot of people think like, oh, of course she is getting business. She has 100,000 followers. I don't have as many clients coming from social media as you would think. It's not like I'm getting hit up every day. People are like, I want to buy or sell. I actually think it's almost less. Like once I've passed the 100,000 mark, I think a lot of people, like I get this a lot. People are like, oh, I have a house, but it's only $1 million. Like, do you take stuff that low? I'm like, I'll take anything. I'll take a $300,000 condo. Like, I'm not too good for anybody's money. But a lot of people think I'm like only do the big ones now, or they think I'm so busy, or I don't really sell that, you know, who knows what they think. But I actually think I have less people reaching out directly on social media. Still, most of my deals come from my SOI and referrals, like just from past clients. But the social media helps because they'll go to my page and it kind of legitimizes me. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, this bitch like knows what she's doing, you know, like she's legit. So it kind of legitimizes me and maybe helps to seal the deal. And then once I get into the listing appointment, I go over kind of what I just went over with you, like the entire system and everything that we do, and then they're sold. It's not like I have people reaching out to me as much as people would think just from social media. It's still mostly SOI and referrals. But my SOI is seeing me show up consistently on social media. So in that regard, it definitely helps because I'm not doing my cold calls, but they do see me on social.
I imagine those like even with the SFI and referrals, you go into the like deal with them already pre-sold.
It helps
quite a
a
bit.
lot. Yeah. I mean, some of them, I just was in one the other day where they didn't even have social media, didn't follow me, but like someone else had told them about me. So then in my listing presentation for those people who didn't find me on social media or don't have it, I'll show examples. Like I show them everything. I show them a couple examples of listing videos we've done. I tell a couple stories on like one that was, I have one in there. We did it to this Back in Black AC/DC song. And it was this black house. It was listed for a year with another agent and was dead. And then we came into this video, got like 3 million views, and there was like a line for the open house and it sold in the first weekend. And so I show them that video. Then I show them the property website that people get when they comment a word. So I kind of take them through the whole process so they can see it. And that really helps. But yes, a lot of people are kind of sold by the time I get in there, but I am still competing with other big agents a lot. I just competed with like, this guy interviewed like 5 different of the top agents. And I just go in there, I'm like, I do have something that nobody else has. Everybody should have something that no one else has.
Yeah.
And I've always been that way. When I first went out on my own, like I was saying, I've always been a hustler. I'm like, hey, how do I make it where it's an absolute no-brainer? Like, oh, duh, I'm going to work with this person over anybody else. And when I first started, it used to be I would discount, which is a big no-no. Like all agents were like, don't ever discount. Like you're going to ruin the industry. But I did one. I'm like, I will literally list your home for 1% and I'll stage it. I was like so embarrassing looking back.
I was gonna say because I saw that you staged the house too. So
Yes, I like
staging, investing money. It's like
yeah, I don't stage it anymore, but
Okay.
I was like, I'll stage that. I like stuff over by myself just with like, you know, a truck and like stage it myself. I might have gotten help from somebody, but I'm like, okay, this is like literally a no-brainer. Like you have to use me. And now like I've been doing this 13 years and I have enough value I just on my own that I don't need to take those ones anymore. But I'm like, I will figure it out to do whatever it takes to be like the no-brainer best option, can offer more than anybody else, you know? Because now like if some other agent is offering to do it for 1% and cover staging, now my argument is like, well, why are they doing that? Because they don't have this system that we've built. Like,
Yeah.
we're going to get you in front of way more people and get you the highest price. We have everything taken care of. We're dialed. We know exactly what we're doing. Like, they don't have a system built up over 13 years of this massive database of buyers looking for similar properties in your area. Like, they're not doing this high production video, running it as an ad, capturing leads. Like they just don't have the system in place. And so it's like now that's obviously you're going to use us. Like nobody's going to get you in front of more people than we can. We have it down. Like I was kind of the first one to start doing listing videos, at least in Utah. And now we have this whole system in place. So it's not just the video, and nobody else can really offer what we're offering in that regard, while also showing up organically to the best agents all across the country and this big of a platform of people in Utah where you're selling your house.
You mentioned a lot of things like staging, the video, ads, database. Do you see like one thing get like a click on the listing presentation? They're like, oh, we need that? Or is it just kind of like a little bit of everything?
I mean, I think our database and the entire video process about how we run it as an ad, and then the property website connected to our Lofty, our CRM, people love that, like when they see the whole system and how it all works. And then everything else we have dialed too. Like if you need a stager, she offers special pricing just to our clients because we give her a lot of business, and I show before and afters of her stuff. So I'm like, we cover a staging report now. So she'll come in and put a full report together and just say like things like, oh, let's move this around. This will totally open up the room. Let's add art right here, put this all away. So she puts a whole report together, and we do cover that. And then if they want to hire her, she gives special pricing to our clients. Or if it's like a vacant house, she can do a full stage, obviously. But we do cover a staging report. I show the before and afters, so that, they like that a lot. But I think it's everything from start to finish that we go over in the listing presentation.
And you talked about like the ads a lot. Is it like Facebook, Instagram, Google, YouTube?
Yeah. So YouTube, you can get a lot more specific on like the exact search terms, like you probably know if people like searching for certain things.
Yeah.
And then, they have access to our Lofty too. So then they can put them in front of people who have like clicked on other similar ones as well.
Just for anyone who wants to like take and do this for themselves, like how much should they expect to spend on like ads? Like a few $100s, a few thousand. After 30 days, it doesn't have as much benefit sometimes from an ad perspective.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what I tell the seller. So I try to follow like the 10-10-10 rule, which is like, okay, first of all, you have to be really detailed about your list price. And I tell sellers this. I'm like, I got this from Sharon Srivatsa, one of the best in the industry. He's like, give them your market value, and then this is aspirational pricing. Like, if we listed the house for $1, how is the market going to respond? Like, it's really just an invitation. If we listed the house for $100 million, how is the market going to respond? So first, being really careful on market value and listing at the right price. And then obviously we can't control the market. So I follow the 10-10, like I was saying, where we either have 10 days and no showings or 10 showings and no offers. It's like, hey, we've spent the marketing money. This is how much views we've had in your property. We're doing our job. We're getting it out there. At this point, like the market is not responding how we would like, and it's a lot easier to get them to do that price reduction or price improvement, as I like to call it. And then we'll run some new ads with the price improvements. Like we have the email, we'll send out like email marketing with a price improvement, obviously reach out to everybody who'd shown the home or like called or asked, about it, things like that. But yeah, then we'll do some remarketing if we need to lower the price at that new price.
It's not just you doing this completely solo. You have a team now.
Yeah.
So like, what does that start to look like to be like, okay, I'm just focused on this. We have Salt Cinema for the video.
I have a team admin, so she's on salary, and she basically runs. I'm a creative, so I'm not super organized. So she like makes sure everything's dialed. And then I have some buyer's agents. I mean, they can do listings too, but I will give them most of my buyers. And then Salt Cinema for media. And then for ads, we use Driven Leads. And I just pay them, I think I pay them monthly, like a set amount. I'd have to ask Ariana what I pay them. I don't even know, but I pay them a set amount monthly. And then that's for running ads on all of our listings.
Did you have to start to pivot as more people in Utah start to do video? Or were you just so far ahead doing different stuff?
I wouldn't say I really pivoted. I do think kind of agents have to do video marketing if they're selling now, if they're going to stay in the game, because like everybody's attention is right here these days, so you kind of have to get out there. I think a lot of them, because a lot of agents don't do that many deals, right? Like they'll get a couple deals a year and they'll do the video.
Yeah.
So I haven't really felt like I've had to pivot besides like constantly trying to innovate and like, how can I make my videos more creative, and how can I, what is going to actually go viral? And then obviously constantly trying to improve our system and processes and our CRM, that kind of thing. So I feel like there's so many things you can be doing in this business. Like every time I go to a Tom Ferry or a conference like this and I'll hear people speak, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're so dialed with like AI and like all of their email marketing and all of these different things. I'm like, there's so much more I could do. So I'm constantly trying to add like another step in our system or something that we can do to improve, or how can we like improve the experience for our clients or make things more efficient. We're constantly trying to refine that over, over a decade.
I'm sure you heard the saying, like, catch three rabbits or chase three rabbits, catch none. You're trying to do 5 different things, like 5 different platforms, 10 different platforms. It's hard to like do it well.
Yeah.
So how do you like balance that?
I don't. I pretty much post my same videos on everyone besides YouTube. So like, for example, 2 days ago when I shot my listing video, I still haven't figured out how to do YouTube and social media. I need to get my YouTube dialed. So maybe I'll hit you up at some point. But I'm like, I guess we'll just freaking shoot it twice. So we shot it once in horizontal and once in vertical. And it's such a pain in the ass. But I've tried it where you just shoot really wide and then you cut it down for Instagram, and it doesn't work as well. And,
Yeah.
Instagram, TikTok are my best platforms. And so I'm like, I would rather have that video look really good. So now I've just shot it twice. But yeah, it is overwhelming. And then now people are like going all in on LinkedIn too. So
Yeah, I don't think LinkedIn's worth.
yeah, I don't know. I've heard a couple agents say they do well on there, but right now I'm not like doing different ones for TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram or anything like that. I just do the one video and I post it on all platforms, and sometimes one will hit on one and not as much on the other. But I'm not like super optimized and like doing something different for each one of those platforms besides YouTube. And YouTube has been on my list for like 3 years now. I wanted to do this series called Welcome to the Neighborhood and just like highlight different areas, but it takes so much time. I've just got to buckle down and do it.
The tough thing about YouTube is, like, for example, like the Tim Smith style videos don't perform well on YouTube unless you put ads money behind it.
Yeah.
And
like
so,
the listing videos don't perform well?
Yeah, because the listing videos are typically 1 to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And
what
like,
performs the best on YouTube? We'll just give myself an education while we're sitting here.
It needs to be like long. So like
Really?
15. For example, there's an agent, her name's Ruth Christian in SF. She kills it with listing videos.
Yeah.
But hers are like 20 to 40 minutes.
20 to 40 minutes. Okay. I have done that. I'm like, if I get a big listing, like I just went in for a listing appointment to like a $7 million listing. And I was like, we would do a really long form, like walk through the house listing video for YouTube.
Yeah.
And then we'd do the listing video. And then like we would do like there was so much to share about that house. I told him we would do multiple things. But 20 minutes is crazy and that takes so much time. But I guess I should be doing that. Sometimes the short ones work though. My kids watch YouTube now. Like it's the weirdest thing. They watch other kids playing video games. Like these guys go absolutely viral. It's insane, making millions of dollars playing video games. Other kids like to watch other kids playing video games, apparently.
There's a lot of people making millions and millions of dollars of video games on YouTube.
Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. Anyways, my kids are on my YouTube sometimes, and there was just this video the other day. It was 20 seconds. It had like 37 million views, and it was called Boat Dog or something. And I was like, but that's what I had heard too, is the longer ones do better.
Yeah, so short form does well on YouTube too, because they have YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
But anything above a minute, you have to go long.
Got it.
And it's like just walking. It's more natural flowing. It's like walking someone through the house, like
yeah,
showing.
What do you think is the best performing long form YouTube video for agents besides listing videos? Like just education, local content?
I like show, don't tell. So the more like showing you can do, like tours. So I feel like you're touring someone through an area, like being the local expert of like where to live, what's it like living there, what's new coming to the area. That's like if you want to go information, but
gone around.
I think a little more like you is like what Ruth and her team, they're like Compass, higher end.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what they do. It's like that same information, but more for the touring the house. But then they also package the house in the area. So it's like, why live in this area? Yeah. And then let's show you what you can get. That's adding a whole other thing.
Yeah, it really is. No, but I posted like 2 videos of it. I was called it Welcome to the Neighborhood, where we were just like taking them around and telling them what it was like to live there, that kind of thing. But yeah, it just takes so much time. And then when I'm like, well, I have all this business, like I'm good. When things slow down, then I'll add that in to get more. And it's just a balance that you're constantly trying to,
Email marketing pretty big for you with the listings, or?
Yeah, so we'll do email marketing to our database, like, just listed or price drop, and then also to other agents. And then we do a newsletter every month just about stuff that's going on in the local area, how the real estate market is doing, that kind of stuff. And I think people like them, but it's not like we're hitting people up constantly. It's not like a big part of my business.
How big is the database of like buyers that you're sending now all the listings to?
Our database is constantly growing, but I mean, we have thousands in there right
Okay.
now. And like I said, we have them categorized. So like they're all tagged with different areas and time frame and price range or past client, that kind of thing.
Because that's like the value prop that a lot of the luxury, ultra luxury, they basically say, hey, we have buyers who are in market.
Yeah.
And that's where like you see that a lot in like LA and
Yeah.
like New York City and stuff like that. So you're doing the same thing just at a much bigger scale.
Yes. And we're adding them from the listing videos, which is great. And then obviously when people call and stuff like that, or when we show a property, we add them, but we get a lot added in there from the listing video, which is super helpful.
Where did all of this come from to be like, okay, I want to build a brand versus doing cold calling, doing X or Y? You could have built your business 101 different ways.
I was just like literally hustling, like, okay, how do I get this out to the most people? So I wasn't really planning on building a brand. I did actually have the idea years and years ago, like Utah's Finest Real Estate. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to start a team and I want it to be like badass women who are like killing it. So I kind of had a vision for that. But I don't think Utah's Finest Real Estate is really the brand that exploded. It's mostly kind of me. And so, no, I didn't plan on like, oh, I'm going to build this brand and it's going to be something people recognize. It was just kind of like my platform started blowing up. And then as I had, like, I never really wanted to start a team to make more money. I just had too much business to handle. And so, literally my first buyer's agent, I called my broker at the time and I was like, I have too much to handle. Do you know anybody that wants to be a buyer's agent? I knew how it worked because like I said, I started on a team. And she was like, oh, I think you would work really well with this girl in Malaysia. I just called her up. I'm like, do you want buyers? Like, do you want to join my team? Because I have business and I need help. And she was awesome. We worked really well together. I just like Googled a contract from Keller Williams because I know they're big on teams and just like changed it to my own and tried to make it a really good deal for her because I hated when I had to split everything 50-50 on my team. But yeah, it was never like I had this vision for like this big brand that I wanted to blow up. It was just like, how do I make the most money and get the most amount of deals and get everybody in Utah to follow me because that was my target audience. And it was funny, like when agents started following me, I was kind of at first bummed. I'm like, I don't want just agents following me. Like I want people in Utah. But now it's been so helpful being at Real and then also with selling my listings. Like I said, the agents sell them better than anybody else because they'll see the listings and then they have a client and go show it. So yeah, that actually ended up being good. But I did kind of have a vision for Utah's Finest Real Estate, my team, what I wanted to call it, but I didn't have a vision for like that being this huge brand. I was just like, how do I get the most amount of deals possible and be the best real estate agent in Utah, get everybody to use me. And to do that, you have to give the best experience to the client and add the absolute most value. So it's a no-brainer. And so it was more just like constantly trying to like hustle and figure out those two things.
A lot of agents branded their name. And for example, I interviewed Aaron Kerman a few weeks ago, and he used to be the Kerman Group. He does like $1 billion plus luxury LA. And he was like, when he switched to like Christie's SoCal, Southern California, he was just able to get way better quality people because not everyone necessarily wants to be in the like X group. Yeah. But they'll be part of something like Utah's Finest.
Yeah, that is true. I guess I kind of have built a brand because I've had people start. So I had like Arizona's Finest and New England's Finest and Seattle's Finest. So I've had all these people be like, oh, can we start? And I'm now in the process of trademarking Finest Real Estate. Because what happened is I'm like so casual and not a planner. Like I said, I'm a creative. I'm not like an organized person. So I'm just like, yeah, that sounds great. So like these girls I brought over to Real and they were like, we want to do Arizona's Finest. I'm like, hell yeah, do it. And they're like, what, should we sign some kind of contract so we're under you? I'm like, no, I'm going to be making money on you because you're coming over to Real. So like, just take it. Like Arizona's Finest, here's all my branding. Here's my branding girl. Like we'll make it look all the same. I do want it to like look at a certain level, like the same colors and fonts and all those kind of things. So I guess was me essentially creating this brand that is memorable because other people are wanting to take the name, but they had to leave Real. So then I'm like, well, wait, now you have my name of Arizona's Finest with like all of my branding. But like, so now I'm like, okay, I need to get this dialed where we actually have a contract that we signed. So like, it's still mine and I own it, but like, I always want to make a win-win for everybody. Like I want it to be a great deal for them and not be greedy and being like, oh, I want to take all this money for me, but you also have to be smart so you don't get screwed over.
Because you can, in a way, like franchise the idea
Yeah.
and then allow people to be part of the idea
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
What hard lessons did you learn going from a solo agent to now a team lead? Because everyone wants to like make that jump,
Yeah.
but it's not always easy and it's not always right.
To me, I'm like, I want to make it a no-brainer for my team to want to be here, just like it's a no-brainer for my clients to want to work with me.
Yeah.
And so I want to set up a win-win where it's like, yes, I should be making extra money if I'm like giving them these deals. And then, so I do take a portion of their deals too, but I don't split everything 50-50. So I try to just make it really valuable for them to be here because I am making more being on a team and taking some of their deals. But I never wanted to be a team lead where I'm like adding as many people as possible because I'm taking a cut of all of their deals. And I'm like, I don't want to do trainings. I don't want to do calls every day. That sounds like my absolute nightmare. Like I want to give you the clients, so I have to do less, like, and step in where I need to, you know? So I never wanted to start this big team and be like, you know, have it dialed. Like, and I think some teams do, and it's great. Like they don't even give deals. They just do training and like they do accountability and that kind of stuff. But that doesn't interest me at all. Mine is just like, hey, I need somebody who's going to take really good care of my clients, who's going to have the same level of service as me so that I don't have to turn people away. And so, I mean, my lesson I learned from being on the team is to make it a good deal for your team members so they don't feel like, you know, they're getting screwed over or, you know, just make it a win-win for everybody there, basically.
Yeah. A lot of the difference, because there's a lot of ways to build a team, kind of like there's a lot of ways to build real estate business.
Yeah.
But people like you, Aaron Kerman, interviewed like Noble Black, like a lot of these high producing agents build it in a way where it's like you have a skill and that skill is what brings in a lot of deals. And then you're able to also give the team access to like those deals. And then I assume like your team also gets access to like Salt Cinema, like the database. And so that becomes a huge value add.
Yeah.
And then you're able to get really high quality agents on the team.
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily have to worry about training.
For sure.
Ideally.
Yeah. You know, my agents we have now, I mean, it's really small. I have an extension on my team down in St. George. But I have, like I said, Ariana, who's on salary, Mia, who's my main buyer's agent for all of Salt Lake, and then Jen, who does all of our Summit County deals. And they're such good agents. Like, I feel like almost better than me in some areas. I'm good at like the marketing and the creative, but they're really good. And then also being at Real, I don't want this to just turn into a plug for Real, but the biggest lesson also before I was at Real, so the first girl I had, I freaking love her. Like one of my good friends still. But they were doing this reality show that we were both going to do. It's like a real estate reality show. I decided not to do it, but she left to go shoot that show and be at a different brokerage. So then I was kind of like, well, crap. Now, like all of these buyers that I've given her that she's worked with are like probably going to go to her. And so now being at Real, it's so much better because if anybody leaves my team and goes and starts their own, I'm like, sweet, go freaking kill it. Add as many agents as possible. Like I'm still connected to them forever. Being a team lead as an agent, to me, it's like a no-brainer to be at a brokerage where you can get revenue share because then as you're investing time and giving clients to the people on your team, eventually when they leave and whether they want to start their own or just be a solo agent, like you're still working together, you know, like you're sponsoring them. And so it still benefits you. And if they go out and start a huge team and go crush it, you're like, sweet, like that's better for me. Like I want you to. Like here's all my stuff, exactly how I did it. Go do it, you know?
Is there people you look up to now? And like you had like Tim Smith, it was like one of them. Or there are other people you're like, I kind of like how their business is and I would like to be maybe partially similar?
Oh, a ton of people. Like there's people in different areas. Like so Shane Bergman came over to Real. He's out in Florida and he has so many systems. He's just dialed. So he comes on our agent call. I think it's the first Tuesday of every month. And he's one of the favorites because he lays out exactly what he does. He has systems for everything. He's so dialed. I always like get something from him that I want to implement into my business. Freaking Holly, who invited me here, she's like
Holly Meyer.
I freaking love Holly. She's the best.
She's
like
great.
She's got a lot going on, but like yeah, she's got. I mean, her team is dialed. Erica Wolf seems like she's got. They both have bigger teams, but they've got like a whole system in place for their teams. I feel like I said, my system is dialed in the listing video, but like starting a team I never really planned on doing. But one day I might kind of go that direction more and like systemize things and grow it, but we'll see.
What are you thinking of growing now? Is like, where's your focus and time?
I would love to grow my network at Real big enough to where I can just take the really good deals every once in a while that are super fun to market, that I want to do, like the really cool clients that I want to work with. Because right now I still make most of my money selling real estate, but it's getting up there to where I'm like, oh, okay, this is like legit money at Real. I would love for it to flip flop. And it's so fun because you kind of naturally attract people that have similar energy to you or are similar to you in some way. And so now I'm like collaborating and working with all these agents that like I freaking love and we get along so well. Like I'm going to dinner with Stephanie, who's down here in San Diego after this. And it's just like you're hanging out with friends. You both like know the same, deal with the same bullshit. Like you can collaborate, you can like bounce ideas back and forth. And so it's so fun working with other agents. I love it. So I would love to grow that and focus more on that. But right now I am still pretty busy selling real estate.
Is there a reason like have them in Real and give them the deal versus like have them on the team and give them the deal?
Because so there have been a couple agents I've brought over just to Real that aren't on my team who've like taken me to lunch, been like, I have nothing. Like, what are you doing to get deals? Like, I just want help. And so,
Okay.
like I said, I'm kind of chaotic. So I'll just be like, oh, I have a deal tomorrow. Like, come on the listing appointment and I'll throw them on a deal or I'll try to give them one. But for the most part, all of my deals that I'm giving away, if I have a buyer or seller reach out, I'm putting one of the girls on my team on it. And then the girls on my team, I make a portion of their stuff too that they do.
Yeah.
Plus what I get from the revenue share. So that's why most of the deals are going to the girls on my team because, I mean, I'm getting something from their personal deals too. So it's like I owe them deals. I need to make sure that they're taken care of, you know?
Yeah. No.
And I mean, if it got to the point where like I wasn't giving them enough and they were making more on their own, it made more sense for them not to give the percentage to me from their own deals, then they would go out on their own and that's fine. But yeah, that's basically the setup. Like, my only value add for my team is, I guess, the branding, like being a part of it, like the exposure on social media and the deals that I give. Because, like I said, I have no structure. I'm not like training every day or doing accountability. I'm just like, take really good care of these people, you know?
It's like they just come shadow, come watch.
Yeah.
And you just learn on the job.
Yeah.
Versus like have this whole structured dialed in training.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess they'll learn. I'm not training, but like the other day we had a client who needed a price reduction. So sometimes I will give, I used to only give buyers. And now sometimes I'm like, if I'm overwhelmed, I'm like, just come do this listing with me and we'll split it, but you run it. And we had a client who needed a price reduction. He wasn't really listening. And so she was like, can you come on and do this call? And then she listened to how I said it. And she was like, oh my gosh, I've been like trying to get him to do a price reduction. Like that makes so much more sense how you did it. Like, thank you for doing that. So I mean, seeing, just because I've been doing this for so long, I mean, I guess I get training that way and like seeing what I say and how I do things, that kind of stuff.
That's probably one of the most like underrated thing is like a newer agent kind of like attaching themselves to like someone like you and like paying their dues, like learning and like, because then they'll learn a lot faster.
Yeah.
Versus like trying to figure it out on their own.
Yeah.
You've wanted to like prove a little bit to yourself and prove like your business. You've said it like once or twice. Like where does the drive, I guess, come from?
I don't know, probably just being poor in college and being like, I never want to feel like that again. And I just want enough to where I can just like chill and I'm not like, you know, you never have that feeling of like stressing about how to pay your bills or something like that. And then, yeah, I think I just come from like a really competitive family. All of my family were like pretty much D1 athletes, very competitive in that regard. My dad was an entrepreneur growing up and is like the ultimate optimist, like is always starting this or starting that. So I think it was just probably growing up in my family and the people that I've been around, growing up in a competitive environment, I guess.
Because I saw he had a construction company.
Yeah.
What did you learn from that and maybe take from him?
I mean, I think probably his optimism. Like he owned a bunch of Lovesac franchises when I was in high school and like had me working there and hustling. And then I worked at his construction company too. And then he would have like ups and downs, yeah, in high school. And then like 2008 hit and he was like just literally trying to keep it afloat and then like started something else. And that did really well. And I would literally watch him. He started this other business. It was like something with these surgery centers. I don't even know. But he would like wake up at 4 a.m. and like drive to Bakersfield. We lived in Valley Center here. And yeah, I would just watch him do whatever it took. And I think you can really make anything work. Like there's always a way. If you're just like looking at it from different perspectives, if you're grinding, like there's always a way to make something work if you can pivot or like add in new ideas, or you're just like willing to do whatever it takes, you know? So that probably helped.
That's the thing about like entrepreneurship. It's like you're just, as we were talking about earlier, you're figuring it out along the way.
Yeah.
And it's like, as long as you stay in business,
Yeah.
like you don't go broke
Yes.
and you're just persistent, you'll figure it out.
There's always a different or a better way to do things. Like just pivot or try this thing or add this in or like scratch that and go this direction instead, you know? Like there's literally always a way to make it work if you decide you're going to make it happen, you know? It's just a matter of like how much are you willing to do to get there?
It's like how much are you willing to risk? How much are you willing to like deal with the ups and downs?
Yeah, exactly.
I've spoken to a lot of people, like Holly's been on the podcast, like a few others, and there's a lot of like female entrepreneurs who want to kind of show that to like their kids.
I used to feel guilty because then I mean, once I started getting good at it, then I wanted to keep doing it. I'm like, well, I'm good at this. And so I used to feel guilty. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not the mom like staying home and cooking homemade meals every night or like doing the charts. And I'm like, are my kids gonna like, you know, feel, but now I'm just like, dude, my kids are gonna get something different from me that they never would have gotten if I was the mom who like stayed at home and did the little star charts and like made dinner every night. Like they'll come with me. They see exactly what I'm doing. Like I'll take them out to dinner to eat. Like we're constantly going and doing something. And I'm talking about business ideas with them. Like they're going to get a lot from me that they never would have gotten if I did that. And the moms that do that, like those kids are getting something from them that they wouldn't have got vice versa. So I feel like, you know, everybody has challenges in life that they're going to learn from and grow from and that build character. And so I'm like, if I am doing everything I possibly can to like love them and teach them all the lessons that have helped me in life, they're going to succeed. And maybe they're not getting everything that they would from like the typical stay-at-home mom, but they're going to get other things that they wouldn't have too, you know?
And that's the thing is a lot of like female entrepreneurs that I've talked to, it's like there's initially like not a lot, but some like a form of guilt where they felt guilty. They're not able to spend the time.
Yeah.
But then they realize they're actually showing a little bit of like the traits and the skills and helping kind of show them through that.
Dude, exactly. It's like, it's just the norm. That's what they see. And they're like, oh my gosh, am I doing something wrong? Not doing the thing that everybody else is doing. But it's like, who says that like that is the best way to do things? Like the kids need love and they need time. They want intentional time, you know?
A little like game more for social. What are 5 things that are actually worth the money as a 7-figure like luxury agent spending in the business?
I would say high quality listing videos for sure. I don't think you necessarily need to hire out for all of your social media content. You can do it on your phone. I built most of my platform doing it from my phone. But I would definitely say high quality listing videos. Every seller deserves that, and it markets yourself. So that's worth it. Spend the money. Don't do a janky one by some kid that has a camera that works at McDonald's. No shade to those people, but like it just doesn't look as good, you know? The ads too, you should spend money on ads. It's like you owe it to your seller, and don't just post the video to your 100 followers on Instagram. Like actually run it as an ad and use a company. Either figure it out yourself or use a company that can get it in front of the right people. And like I said, before I built this platform, I was paying for staging, and that was getting me a lot of deals before. I'm not anymore, but like I said, we just do the staging walkthrough. But if you don't have that, I mean, some agents are like, I'm not going to pay for staging, but I'm like, I needed more of a value add, you know? And so that was worth it to me because I got referred a lot of deals that way. But yeah, right for me right now, the biggest thing is the money on the high quality listing videos.
What are some areas that are not worth the money as like a luxury agent?
Some of these like super bougie websites and never when you have these people call you. One time I did this like back in the day where I like bought leads from this company, and I feel like they're almost never good. Like buying leads is typically bad. You're not going to get, it's so much better just to go in on the people that already know, like, and trust you.
Everything that you've learned being like a leader to this point, everything that you've seen, what does world-class leadership mean to you?
I don't necessarily think of myself as a leader, but when I think of that, I just think of doing your best to act from integrity, be authentic, do your absolute best job, practice what you preach, and just to show up as yourself and not constantly trying to like look at what everybody else is doing or trying to be like somebody else. If you just have your blinders on and you're hustling and you're trying to do your best and constantly make a win-win for everybody, to me, that makes the best leaders. Like creating win-win scenarios for everybody, being authentic and just grinding and figuring it out, then people are going to look to you and follow what you're doing versus if you're trying to be somebody else or like constantly copy what somebody else is doing, you know?